Hi there everyone on YouTube, this is Geoff from geoffmobile.com. Today I'm here to do a movie review. This is a movie review. I kind of enjoy doing difficult movie reviews because it kind of tests my skill at doing movie reviews. This movie is not a typical movie for a guy to see. It's called Magic Mike. And the movie is about essentially male exotic dancers, or strippers you could call them. Even though this movie is American, it doesn't show any, nudity, but there's a lot of, I guess you could call shirtless scenes of guys. And you think, why would I ever see this movie? Well, I'm interested in seeing movies. This movie got pretty good reviews in some serious newspapers like the New York Times, and it was quite an interesting movie because I went with a friend and we were about half an hour before the show. And it was sold out. It was sold out. It was the largest theater in the International Village where we were going to see the movie. So it was all sold out. We were amazed. And pretty much the whole audience was all female. There's a few guys here and there, like me and my friend. But mostly it was girls. And the girls were very rambunctious. They were calling out to the movie as if like the actors on screen were actually there, kind of catcalling, and they were really enthusiastic about seeing the display of male dancing on the movie. So it was almost as if we went to a male strip club in this movie, because the audience was kind of imitating the audience that was filmed in the movie. Of course, it's a kind of like called the male review. All the girls dancing, all the girls in the audience in this dance club were screaming just like the girls in the audience of the movie we were watching. And after we came out of the movie, there was this huge din of female voice at the theater, so much that when the people were coming out of the parkade, they were like, "What's going on? What's going on?" There's just this hubbub of excited female voices talking about how great the movie was, I'm sure. So, as to the movie content itself, well, I had a pretty funny experience. Last weekend, I was walking around downtown Vancouver. I was wearing kind of an athletic black basketball shirt, which kind of I got from a friend a long time ago. It was from a basketball tournament. And it's kind of a little bit tight, but it does fit me quite well. Anyways, I was walking past IGA, and there was this guy sitting at a table outside IGA, and as I was walking by, he's like, "Magic Mike!" So it was kind of a compliment to me to be compared to the very, I guess, fit-looking guys in this movie. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was interesting in that they took what could have been a very boring, stereotypical kind of movie about some male strippers and actually added some very serious kind of elements to it. There's actually a very interesting story going on in this movie that relates very well to the current economic state of our world, that many young people feel they have not very good economic prospects. Like I think something like maybe 40% of all people from the age of like 18, 25, or 30 are unemployed. So it's a very serious problem in America today about the youth not having good jobs and good opportunities. So the movie starts off with the scenes of, these people, these young guys not knowing what they're doing, and one of them tries out a construction job and gets fired the first day, and he's making $10 an hour doing construction but not very effective. So this whole allure of the exotic dance world and the glamour of being a star for all these women and having a good time and all the money that the women throw at the guys is quite alluring for a lot of these guys. There is interesting story going on too about the allure of the drug industry and how one of the characters becomes involved with the drug scene, which I think is very relevant and a good message to show that it's still a problem today, that there's like ecstasy and there's other kinds of drugs which are being used, and it also has a sort of glamour towards that drug scene, whereas the movie shows off this scene as being not so glamorous, and we actually see the darker side of these kinds of seedy underground things going on. Of course, if you do like dancing and of male dancing. If you're a woman or a man who enjoys male dancing, I'm sure you will like this movie. I could definitely tell by the sounds of the excited women in this audience that the dancing was good, and there was some very nice scenes of everything, so I'm not going to go into that too much. But anyways, the Magic Mike movie, if you want to see a movie that's geared towards females, but also has a good message in terms of providing hope for young people, and because the whole point of it is this, one of the main characters, played by Channing Tatum, who's the young stripper, who's also interested in many other things. Like he says that stripping is only a temporary thing for him. He's trying to earn money to start his own business, which he does have a serious talent and interest in making custom furniture. So yeah, at the end of the movie, I'm not going to give it away, but there is sort of a realization that maybe stripping isn't the best thing, or I'm not going to tell you the whole story because it is very well done the way it is. I think the director is Steven Soderbergh, who has directed many other more serious films, and the way that this Magic Mike is directed is quite tactfully done, because it does have the enthusiasm of, you know, all the male showism that they use, but it also has a good message, and it is very well directed. I really liked the characters, like the sister of one of the main characters. I can't remember her name. Oh yes, Cody Horn plays the character. That's the brother of the character played by Alex Pettyfer. Yeah, anyway, Cody Horn does a really good job at coming off a really natural actor and nice character. I liked her a lot in the movie. And so anyways, Magic Mike, if you're willing to put up with a bunch of screaming girls and a lot of male dancing, it is a fairly decent film, and I do recommend it. So yeah, it might not be your cup of tea, but definitely was a good entertainment, and is something quite different from the usual kind of male movies about, you know, guns and military and fighting and all this aggressiveness. Well, this is more just about, you know, finding your way, and it's pretty cool. So anyways, I'll talk to you later. I guess one night I could tell you a little joke. If you made it to the end of this video, I'll tell you a joke of the day. So the joke of the day for today is, what do you call someone who is afraid of clouds? The answer is atmosphere. Okay, thanks a lot for listening to my cheesy joke of the day, and I will talk to you next time on geoffmobile.com. If you enjoyed my review of Magic Mike, or you want to hear more videos from me about various subjects, including my series of talks about Vancouver food and other cool things happening in Vancouver, hoping to show you some more restaurants in the future and interviews with chefs, and of course my various synthesizer musics, please subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, and I'll be sure to update you with more videos. Also, if you have any suggestions about other things you could talk about, I could talk about, or you would like to have a discussion with me, please leave a comment below, and I'll be sure to reply with my answer to your questions or discussions. Okay, have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.